Good morning, friends. Miss Tracy here with another Bible story for you. This story comes from the book of Genesis, which is the first book in the Bible, and it is Genesis 25, verses 27 through 34. So, this story is about two things that I know you're going to understand. So, have you ever been hungry? Like really hungry, like you're so hungry and your belly is growling. It's like, whoa, because you really want something to eat. You're like, man, you might have been playing outside for a really long time, or swimming, or doing something fun, and you just hadn't had dinner yet or hadn't had lunch. And you're like, oh, I'm so hungry. And so you run inside and dinner's not done yet or lunch isn't ready, and the adults in your house say, hey, you're going to have to wait until I fix something to eat. Well, you want something right now because you're so hungry. So I bet you know what that's like. Well, in this story we're going to hear about Jacob and Esau was really, really hungry. Well, also I bet you can understand wanting to be first, wanting to be the leader. Well, have you ever been the line leader or stood in line and you're like, oh, or maybe one of your friends gets to lead like your whole class somewhere and you're like, oh, I want to be the leader. I want to be the leader. Or maybe you get to carry, the flag or something and everybody else has to follow behind, and you really like that. Most of the time people like being the leader, like being in front and liking everybody else to follow. Well, in this story, Jacob, he wanted to be the leader, but Esau was going to be the leader. So, in this story, this is about two brothers, okay? So, Rebecca and Isaac, they had twins. So they had two kids at one time. So they had two boys, and one of them was Jacob and one was Esau. Well, Esau was born first, and that meant that he got to be the leader of the family. So when he got older, he would get to be the leader, and that meant that he got most of everything that his dad had. So he would get like a big portion of everything because he was the leader. And then Jacob, who was second, he would only get half as much as his brother. He wouldn't get as much, and he wouldn't get to be the leader. Well, Jacob really wanted to be the leader. Just like you've probably wanted to be the leader before and somebody else got picked. Well, that's how it went. Esau was set to be the leader. So, how this story goes is Esau went out and he was hunting. So, because Jacob and Esau were very different. Jacob liked to stay home and help his mom with stuff. Well, Esau liked to go out. He'd like go out hunting, with his bow and arrow and catching wild stuff to eat. So Esau went out and he was hunting all day. So he was super tired when he got home and he was so hungry. He didn't take any food to eat with him and he was hungry, very hungry. Well, Jacob had been home all day and he had been cooking. And so he had cooked a big old stew. So that's in a big old pot and it's like smelling really good. And so he had cooked all this up. Well, Esau come home and he wanted something to eat. So here's a picture of them. So you can see here is Esau, and this is, he's holding a golden cup and he's got coins and stuff, because since he was the firstborn, he got to be the leader, so he got most of the stuff. Well, here is a picture of Jacob, and he's cooking. You see he's tasting the stew, so he's making this really good food. So Esau comes home, and he is hungry. He's like, oh, I'm so hungry. He's like, give me some of that stew. Well, Jacob was like, I don't want to share. Have you ever not wanted to share? I bet you have. Sometimes I don't want to share, and sometimes I want to be the leader. Well, that's how Jacob felt. So Jacob wanted to be the leader, and so he said, hey, brother, how about if I give you some of my yummy stew, and in a trade for that, you let me be the leader of the family? Well, Esau was like, if I don't eat this food, if I don't eat, I'm going to die. And what good will it be? I won't be able to be the leader if I'm dead, because I'm so hungry. So he was like, fine, I'll let you be the leader, and I will have that stew. So here it shows a picture. Here, oh, Jacob he's showing Esau that food, and he's like, check it out, doesn't it smell good? Let me be the leader, and you can have some. And here it is. Oh, he said yes. And here it is, Jacob. He's like, he's all happy because now he gets to be the leader. And Esau is just like, I'm eating, because he was hungry. So he ate his food, but you know what? I bet he started feeling really bad, thinking, uh-oh, what did I do? I just gave away what was supposed to be mine. I gave away my birthright. I gave away everything that I was supposed to have because I was supposed to be the leader of the family, and now I let Jacob have it for some stew. Well, it was really kind of an unfair trade, wasn't it? And Jacob was kind of being a little tricky there, but that's how that story went. And you know what? Jacob knew that trade, that it wasn't fair. He knew it wasn't fair, but he did it anyway. And he didn't care. And he didn't care that he was being unkind to his brother. Well, God says that we should be kind to one another. It says in 1 Thessalonians 5:15, it tells us to always be kind to each other. Well, it's important. It's important for us to be kind, especially to our family. So remember that this week. Be kind to each other, and next week we'll continue this story about Jacob and Esau and Rebekah and Isaac, and we'll hear more about what happens. Ooh, it gets even more interesting. That's what I'll say. So check back with me next Sunday, and you can hear some more of this story. And I hope to see you all soon at church. Bye-bye.